And we are live ONSIDE ZA, brought to you by Betway. My neck hurts from watching Manchester United and Kaiser Chiefs fans irate. Welcome to it. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
Yes, sir. How do you do?
Very well, thank you, sir. Everybody's favorite super sub.
Angu.
And looking especially beautiful today. That's why I left the best for last.
Just aware.
Hey, darling.
Seppi Worldwide. Hello, darling.
How's it?
Good. And also joining us on the show today, of course, is you, the ballers. Welcome to ONSIDE ZA, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. Into the thick of the action, Len Moleko.
Where do you want to start?
Kaiser Chiefs. First of all, was he offside?
Yo, okay.
No, it was not an offside.
Okay.
Super sub, was he offside?
I think he was offside.
Seppi Worldwide, was he offside?
I think it was.
I also think he was marginally offside.
Yeah, but remember what you said. Please just reiterate.
Okay, the FIFA rules for if you are uncertain of an offside decision, in the instance of no VAR, you give preference to the offensive team. That was certainly not the case. And I think this is why Chiefs fans are saying, they're buying referees again, Sundowns, this and that. It was such a close call. And even though by watching the replays, I think marginally offside.
Is it something you can tell with the naked eye?
No.
You can't.
No,
So
you
if that's the case, what would the FIFA rules say?
that preference should be given to the offensive team.
What did the referee do?
Give preference to the defending team.
So was it a legit goal?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a legit goal, after all.
That's the long and short of it,
It
isn't
does not take away
That it was an offside?
No. Yes, that it was an offside.
It was not, because if we apply the laws of the game, that was not an offside.
Yeah, it looks offside, man.
Yes.
The body, he was just a little.
But also
ahead.
remember, you are being given a television angle that does not necessarily, or it's not necessarily in line with the angle that the referee has, which is not in line perhaps with what a VAR line would also have and draw those. Because the lines that were drawn by people and using nodes on whatever phone
Squiggles.
they use and whatever.
Yeah, those are done to enhance
The conversation.
the narrative that whoever is pushing, right? But also the question is, which lines did Victor Hlongwane use?
He's using the lines from the TV screen that he has at his disposal.
So is that screen accurate? The technicality of it, is it accurate?
No, because the camera angle is not necessarily at VAR.
Designed for VAR.
Yes,
So
but
it's still
It's debatable.
It's still an interpretation of Victor Hlongwane, because Victor Hlongwane says it's an onside. It's Hlongwane, eh?
yeah,
Onside.
Victor Hlongwane
It's
is the
onside.
principal.
Yeah, the principal says it's onside. And the other guys in Randbeck, they are saying it was actually offside.
Here's the interesting bit. I then subsequently listened to a conversation with former FIFA referee, Dr. Errol Sweeney.
Yeah.
He looked at it from the same angle that I would like to think Victor Hlongwane looked at it. And he was like, if I was a referee, well, he was, but he means now.
Yeah.
If he was
Yes.
officiating that
If-
match,
Yes, if he was officiating that match and that happened,
he would have given it a goal.
yes, it
As
was
a
not
goal,
going to be
rather.
offside. It was not going to be offside according to him.
I even struggled to see if the flick on header was an actual touch. Even at that point, because that also changes the narrative of the offside call. Because if there's no touch on that flick on header, he's well onside.
No. So it's, wait, I might be confusing goals. Is it not the pass that came from, was it Tashrik Matthews or somebody?
Yeah.
In the Sundowns half, it ended up with
Ribeiro.
with Lucas Ribeiro.
Yeah. And then he's the one that crossed the ball.
And then Ribeiro ran with the ball, running alongside Allende was running alongside Ikram Renas. Ribeiro crossed the ball.
Yeah,
And
Renas
Renas scored.
was charging and then
Yes. So there's probably an incident that happened prior to that I actually
No, the closing minutes.
Oh, the Chiefs goal.
The Chiefs
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but that was
offside though,
That's what we say.
Marginally.
Did he blew for offside or
or
for the nudge?
impediment. I think it was for the impediment,
Yes.
but at glance it looked offside because I think in these days of streaming, you don't have that luxury of kind of what's that thing that you used to
Slow motion.
DVR.
that other one, I forgot what it's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Playback.
Yes.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Pause
Yeah,
for
rewind
yourself.
thing, right? So you just watch as you go along, kind of vibes. But
You rely on the.
yes, if I was a Chiefs fan, which I categorically am not,
We don't know that, but yeah, we'll
I'm
take your word
just
for it.
saying. I'm just saying. If I was a Chiefs fan, I wouldn't be aggrieved, and I'll tell you why.
Yes. I think I know where you're going.
That was one of the best Chiefs performances I've seen, probably in over 2 seasons.
I agree.
How substantial?
You can't argue with that because
I think they were
Sundowns
better
was
off in the
really,
second
really-
half, though. I think Sundowns was stronger in the first half.
Yeah,
But yeah, they played well.
They played well, and I think in the dying minutes, Sundowns was really under pressure, and Chiefs were imposing themselves very well.
Yep.
And also, you're starting to see the glimpses of Nabi's way of football, and it's just that it's not yet their way he wants them to, because I think at times they go to sleep, but overall, I think it was a way better performance by Kaizer Chiefs.
And very structured as well. Like your back four, very structured. And I think that's why they were putting Mamelodi Sundowns under pressure, because they were really struggling to find pockets, within the defense. And as much as they had the 4 and they also had the 2 that kind of also played as though they were playing defense. So they were basically defending as a team. And I think that was something that I've noticed that he normally does.
Was very impressed with Ranga 2 games in a row now. I think during the week against Amazulu as well. He showed, you remember the Ranga of Marumo Kalans? Where he was scoring at free will. Miguel looks like a good signing.
Miguel, I think it's a solid signing,
But he must
his
just
leadership as well. It's very much there, but I think he needs to control his temper.
yes,
Kazachi
because of
supporters are saying that Shiva Vengo is the new Haaland of SA. Is he though?
after
What
Wednesday.
is that saying about the bed in the tree?
I don't know.
Coach Steve, where are you? No.
Yeah,
Some Chiefs fans have a tendency of getting too excited because they were asking for Man City and Real Madrid
Immediately. They said the
on
season
Wednesday.
is over.
I guess they said there were soldiers that were deployed to protect them.
Imagine.
Only to find out those
But we were
soldiers
in
were
danger.
deployed to block the missiles. It's crazy.
And also that attitude, with like as fans, honestly, like we need to stop that.
I love that.
No, we need to stop that.
Livusa, was that a
Wait,
foul?
Tepi, what do you love?
I love the banter. I love how how they
banter.
exaggerate.
About throwing
I love
missiles in the
how.
ground.
Oh no, I saw
Objects.
that. That I did not like. That
Also,
was
you
just
missed-
unsport. No,
You missed the last part of what me and
and I
Supasap
just
were talking
moved,
about.
and I just yeah no
had
like
to
There's no
there.
place in football.
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
there's-
I think more than anything, as football fans, we should do away with this thinking of that. If, let's say, for instance, a referee decision goes against us, it's not only. I support Orlando Pirates. Let me put it this way: if sometimes certain decisions don't go our way, it does not mean there's a sort of like agenda against Orlando Pirates. Referees have been making mistakes since back in the days.
But
Hand
they
of football, you
and
know what
also
I mean?
they're human.
And they're
And
also
they don't have
human.
assistants.
And also it tends to balance out over the course of a season.
Because
Because sometimes you'll get a decision in your favor over the
And
course of a
sometimes you
full
won't,
season.
yeah.
So cup football, yes, it's harder to take because it's this game and you're out.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the
But over the
M10A
course
to
of this-
Super Sports United, that was
Yeah. But over the course of a season, normally the points that you drop from a refereeing decision, you normally gain those points at some point from a refereeing
Exactly.
decision.
So
And-
my issue is that now that they will feel outdone by the decisions that the referee, they started throwing stuff, and then it just looks ugly. We don't want those scenes in football. I think it's terrible. And again, people are calling for VAR, and I keep saying VAR is not going to solve our problems as long as it's left for human interpretation. There are going to be mistakes.
I agree. And the reality also is that he is a referee and his decision is final. And he is in that position because we trust him, right? And I think more than anything, our supporters, no, we should. I mean, that's why he's there. I mean, you can also go get your license and become one and see also how tough it is to make these decisions. But even so, I think also the spectators are disrespectful to football overall, because
agree
when you
with
do
that
that,
fully.
you are disrespectful not to the referee only, but to the opponents, every other person, who's sitting there with you. So you are just messing up the entire match for everyone.
And obviously that also, you see how Coach Nabi carried himself in that game. You know, it sort of like gives supporters that edge of wanting to throw stuff. You know,
But wasn't he just trying to
No,
excite the crowd?
He's a fiery character.
he's a fiery character, but there's a line.
Yeah, that he thought that was crossed by Ribeiro and he didn't.
Exactly.
You know, but the other thing as well is, I mean, there were lots of. It was actually a very interesting weekend in the league with that goal in the Betway Premiership with the Sundowns goal that happened, an iPad getting a red card.
I saw that.
Yeah, it
And by
happens,
the and the rule
'cause
actually,
it
okay.
allows the referee to do that, because now you are giving me something that I don't know where your source is.
Yes.
I don't know who your source is, and then you can't show the referee that.
Yes, the rule is that you can actually show not the referee, but the person who's an assistant to the referee, and they should have not told him to take the iPad off the field or wherever it is that they were sitting. They have every right to have it there.
But it has happened. I think it is just 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah,
Mourinho's
you
tablet
need to
was-
know who to go to.
No, but you see,
You don't
this
go
is
to the
what
rest.
Mourinho
You
Mourinho got a
don't-
yellow card because he put it in front of the camera.
puts it- put that
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah. So you're allowed to have it.
Yeah, you're allowed to have
It's just
it,
about
but-
how you go about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
they
You
were
can
not
have-
using it for the right reasons.
There we go.
No, I think
Correct reasons, rather.
they were
we go.
using it for the correct reasons.
In
and
that instant.
out of
How they
frustration,
went about it.
they used it to make reference to probably streaming the game and saying, but like, look, this is what we have. It was you're not allowed to use technology to question referees' decisions during games.
And again, you are a coach. You know the referee. The referee, like Tepi is saying, has studied to interpret the law of the game. You know, he's a more qualified than you. It's like the referee
course.
telling you, you can't make that sub.
You don't tell a Metro Police officer Khore, what is what.
No, I just buy him cool drink.
Bo, 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 bo. Tabang!
What was I going to say? So essentially, even Randburg.
Yeah.
Why are people siding with Randburg? Because the people in Randburg, was it a qualified ref who said that was a goal?
That's the thing. It
was not a goal.
It's not. You know, it's ex-players, you know, that were analyzing the incident.
What are you
So
saying about ex-players, my friend?
They are not professional.
They're not referees.
They're not licensed to make that decision.
So why are we watching them week in, week out?
No,
we also
it's-
not licensed to make the decision.
Yeah.
No, but we are not saying Khore, this is, written in stone. I
But,
mean,
okay.
if you as it, okay, continue.
Okay. In the era that they were playing, and I don't even think in South Africa that trend has started yet, where teams actually have a referee consultant who actually teaches the team how to play the referee to their advantage. So in their era, they couldn't have said, "Oh, no, like we've got an idea of refereeing because referee Errol Sweeney used to come and teach us how we must this is when a card is a card, what. So yes, he's an ex-player. Yes, we listen to his opinions according to tactics and what and all of that. Like we talk here. So, Rulani never played football professionally. He's one of the best coaches on the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So red
okay.
card to officiating. Enough of that.
Yes, I just wanted to find out how you guys felt about, because I mean, we're still trying to kind of learn Nabi, right? I just want to find out what have we learned thus far from him, and also what are your thoughts about just the, Mangoba, for example, because I mean, we haven't even spoken about him and his counterpart. His co-coach,
his assistant.
and just like
It's not a co-coach, it's an
assistant. Sorry, has a co-coach, assistant.
Yeah. So let's look at that.
He's
Yeah.
a senior coach.
Okay. So let's look at that.
Okay.
The gap between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns for the past few seasons has been huge. We saw on Saturday that gap is not as big, not nearly as big.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a glory
Nabi's
hole.
cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, he's still warming up the water. The cooking hasn't happened. He's still peeling the vegetables.
Preheating the oven.
We don't know whether it's gonna be using a gas stove or a paraffin stove
Or
It's
a
still
smeg.
Or whatever. And the reason why I'm saying that, 3 games where Chiefs plays only for 45 minutes.
Good
And
point.
then the other half, it's almost like they go to sleep. Against Amazulu, it was Chiefs all over in the first half.
Yeah,
Second half,
they look tired. I
they
think
went to
it's-
bed.
I think Nabi's football is demanding, and I don't think the players are there. In terms of their
Match fitness.
match fitness. I don't think they're there yet. But I think if he gets them to where he wants, and I think even January he's gonna do some transfer watch, because I think there's few personnel there that he still needs to get rid of in that team.
They've got an opportunity now with a bit of a break in football to get some fitness levels up for those who are not
Is it
traveling
really?
with
Is it
national
really a good break though?
How long
3
is
weeks
it?
of
Isn't
no
it 3
football.
weeks? Yeah.
No, but I get it for Rona, for the rest of the 14 teams in the DSTV, in the Betway Prem.
Yeah.
The cup week is the one that makes it 3 weeks.
Yes, of course. That's what
Yes.
I'm referring to. Yes, yeah.
So generally, the international break is going to be 2 weeks. It starts on Sunday after the last game kicks off, and then everybody is shipped off to the international teams, and they come back after 2 weeks.
Yeah, Chiefs aren't losing that many players to national teams.
No. Duh. Not yet.
So
now.
that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it gives them
Yep.
the opportunity to work together, get the fitness levels up,
Yeah, but
concentrate on fitness and not football. If
3
that's
weeks
what's
without
needed.
competitive football, it might be a problem as well.
It's a lot. But also big ups on the Kaizer Chiefs fans. 2 sold out games in a row in 1 week.
Big ups.
Yeah,
We
just
I feel
don't
like they've been
say,
listening to
you know,
Super Sub.
Just
Yeah.
don't throw stuff on the pitch.
Yeah, that's the only thing we don't like. But
Yeah.
2 sold out affairs, very impressive.
But the other one, it was not them, man. It was Amazulu.
Come on. Come on. We know the biggest brand, we know the biggest football brand in this country.
It was Amazulu's home game. They managed to fill up the stadium.
Okay.
2 teams perfect in the Betway Premiership so far this season. We've spoken at length about Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates.
They
1-0
they
win,
they
tough
lucky.
game, Richards Bay,
They
lucky.
were lucky.
But they still remain perfect.
They're still lucky. Who was it? He was supposed to get a red card.
Sesane,
He was supposed to get a red card.
was there no cover there? Because according to,
There was no cover.
Is it?
There
They
was
say
not
it
enough
was too
cover.
far.
Yeah. He was not going to get to it. That was supposed to be a red, not a yellow.
yeah, it's one of those where Orlando Pirates benefited, I suppose.
Lucky. Yep.
But 100% record thus far. It's solid, yes, but there are some game. But Richards Bay has been a bogey team for Pirates for a
they knocked
while.
them out of Culling
Culling.
knockout last season. So
I was
you can
expecting
tell.
something from them. But I mean, they held them, I'm a 1-0 win against Richards Bay.
And the condition was not the greatest conditions.
That's
it was
true.
raining. The pitch was wet.
Was it raining or snowing? In this country, you can never be sure.
You can never be sure, but it was raining on that day.
As long as it's not from Colombia.
I like how Jose is going about his business. He's a very calm coach. I think he's cooking, but I think it's very slow in his cooking. But I think this season he sort of started very well, because I think the past 2 seasons he struggled in the beginning of the season to kick off proper and collecting maximum points. And 3 out of 3, it puts him in a very, very good position now. And you kind of need that, knowing that you're going to CAF Champions League. You want to make sure that you collect maximum points, because playing catch up is not easy. We all know that. So if you're gonna collect maximum points,
Do
you
it
stand
now.
a better chance to even challenge for the league come the end of the season.
I think of the blocks, looking at the numbers now, you can pretty much say Sundowns and Pirates are setting the early pace. If Estelis wants to compete, they need to get their act together.
Because they're not consistent now in the league, you know.
We're
Could it be
starting
a
to see a bit of
destruction
cracks.
of the CAF as well?
Precisely. And I mean, I did say
4
this beginning of the season.
4 points from 9.
Yeah, they're going to struggle. I mean, as much as, I mean, he had to sit down with Rolani and, you know, coach got all these pointers. But, I mean, when you have to practically do this thing of going up continentally, coming back, playing competitions, playing this, it is going to be strenuous and it requires a lot of experience. So I'm starting to see cracks. But, I mean, they're a solid team also. So let's see. And speaking about solid teams, the teams that I'm concerned about right now is AmaZulu. I'm concerned about TS. I'm even concerned about, and I'll still say this even now, I'm concerned about SuperSport.
4 points from 12 for SuperSport United, but AmaZulu news today, I mean, 3 defeats in 3, and the departure of head coach Pablo Franco.
That was always
Martin.
coming.
Yeah, it was coming. I think it was just a big mouth. You know, if you look at his record, it's pathetic, man.
Even last season.
You know,
Yeah. Even last season. And
they had to pull the plug.
Look, as it stands, obviously the number of games played for teams across the board is not the same. It's still early days. We can banter all we want now, but I think we're going to start seeing the picture taking shape after at least 5 games for each team in the Betway Premiership. That's when we can start seeing a picture, because this picture can be ruined very easy if Polokwane or Chiefs win their next 2 games and Sundowns lose their next 2 games. Suddenly the picture changes.
Sundowns losing. Hey, Chief.
But anyway, speaking about AmaZulu, the story is that they just might bring back Uvilagazi.
But why can't they just get Benny?
Oh yes, that's the other story, because a lot of AmaZulu fans are saying that please bring Benny back. And the story is that Benny has been here for a week, okay? And
Because Benny actually
he's been here,
did
yeah.
well with AmaZulu.
Oh, you
He
remember?
took them to CAF.
of course.
You
know
know,
what
So
you know
it's
what the
either he's
other
going to
story is?
Sundowns. Yeah, that's another
the other
story.
story?
Yes, they're saying that after the departure.
Whoa.
Yes, friend.
What is he going to be doing that, Mamelodi
No, the
Sundowns?
story is that after the departure of Rolani, they just might need Benny in there. So I'm not sure in which capacity, but he's either going to be at Sundowns. I don't see him going to AmaZulu, by the way. I feel like he would rather want to go to a Sundowns if he were to be here. But there's a story also that Benny could be going to AFL, MLS.
Okay, goals galore in the Champions League, which is currently live. 20 so minutes of football played there so far. 3 goals in Dortmund already. 2-1 lead for Borussia Dortmund over Celtic. PSV leading Sporting at home by 1-0. Manchester City already 2 up against Slovan Bratislava. Barcelona leading Young Boys 1-0 by Leverkusen, winning 1-0 against AC Milan. Inter leading 1-0, and Arsenal getting the goal against PSG. They were favourites for this fixture. Kai Havertz, the goal scorer.
Thank you, Kai Havertz. Thank you, Kai Havertz. But yeah, on the Benny issue, I firstly, I don't see him going to AmaZulu because I don't think he left.
Yeah, there were a bit of
Amicably.
attention. But look, in football, those are always get ironed out when
Yeah, but not AmaZulu though.
when the situation is desperate as AmaZulu.
And also, and I'm not being some type of way.
Will be a downgrade.
No, well, not that. Which team in South Africa in the Betway Premiership can afford a former technical member of a Premier League team?
Sundowns.
Manzini, Chief.
Okay.
Into the comments. La Vido Loca. They're in the wrong galaxy. Kaka. Neo Isaac saying he knew PSG were going to struggle without Dembele tonight. Let's give credit to Richards Bay, says Lutendo Mudau.
For holding them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
And Gift Real G saying these first half goal bets on all these UEFA Champions League games with a fire emoji. That's it. It's
nice.
every fixture that's kicked off, there's already been a goal in the first half.
Going back to AmaZulu and Benny McCarthy. No, I genuinely think, I mean, if we look at the unemployed coaches in the country right now,
Oh, there's so many.
you spoke about Vusmus.
Vusi, yeah.
Yes.
But he's already coaching like
And this
the
boy is a
lower
coastal
league.
boy, so it could be.
Yeah, and Vusi,
But that one doesn't unpack his bag, eh?
Calvin
No,
Johnson is unemployed. Go negotiate with Roger Desar. He's not attached to a country because World Cups are too far right now. Who else comes to mind?
May I
Would
ask?
he be working on that team that's down there in ABC?
Yeah,
Roger
because
Disa?
remember I told you guys a story about Desan now just started a couple of weeks ago
Yeah,
with
the
the
team was-
team. With some team and I think some obscure lead like an SAB or something.
ABC Mutsip.
But
ABC or SAB, one of the two. Because
no,
there's
it's
ABC
ABC.
and then on SAB.
I get to let her
No, friend, wait, guys. There's another league at the bottom.
Anyway. Look
it
okay.
up.
Anyway,
Yes, he can leave that obscure team here and go coach Amazulu. There's who else? There's Sean Bartlett who's out of the job. There's
no man.
we can name plenty of them that can go and rescue
Pizzo.
them. If you can afford, there's pizza available. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
Pizzo can work for free. He got big Saudi money there.
yeah, you know,
Well, he would have been at Chiefs if that was the case.
Guys, okay, so you know how, for example, if you were to have a discussion right now about replacing Ten Hag, we would want to say, no, but this player or this coach rather is not from this region, is not a good fit, and does not apply also to South African teams.
no, here it's if you're Vovovic. What did Den
Yeah, there's
say?
an SAB league, guys. It's
What did
just
Den
below
Den-
ABC.
What did Den say? He said
SAB.
in South
Yes,
African
yes,
football.
just below
Those are Safa
ABC.
Regional League.
Darling,
Yes.
demand an apology.
It's fine,
Is
whatever.
SAB still, SAB was sponsorship. It used to be Castle, that league that you're talking about.
I agree, but there's a men's
The-
regional league and it's
It's
called
no longer
SAB.
Castle.
Are you all
Okay,
fighting over
anyway.
beer?
Let's
Come
continue.
On, get it. Anyway, as I was saying, Dens was complaining that in South African football, across media, across fans and stuff, you are only respected as a coach if your name is Vovovic. Obviously,
That's funny.
He must change his name.
But
from
did he
Dan
lie?
Dance to Dance Vic.
Wabo. So I think with us, it's not necessarily that way. You just need to have a team where the structures are Oh, there's also Arthur Zwane as well. Thank you, Kumo.
He would never leave Kaizer Chiefs.
Does he to be a head coach?
He won't.
Okay.
He's like a Kune.
Okay.
Dylan
won't
Kerr,
leave.
he can lend and
Dylan K can be brought back because he lives like he just needs to catch a flight, come here. But what I'm saying is,
Yes.
in our football, you succeed if you've got the right structures and the right backing from your bosses.
True.
That is the model that Sundowns has taught a lot of teams. That is the model that Pirates are now getting into the swing of showing a lot of teams and supporters. That is the model that Stellies is also using. So if you're going to be trigger happy and firing coaches left, right, and center like Chipa
Mpengesi.
then success is not gonna happen.
Forget about
no,
it, yeah.
Like no matter what region you are, you can be coaching in your backyard and you'll still get fired.
Facts.
Siwe Smith, yes, correct. Let's talk about one team that's got 4 points in their last two fixtures, and they're on the same number of points from the same number of games as SuperSport United, Magesi.
New boys still finding their feet.
4 points from 6. It's not bad.
Look, it's not bad, but I'm just saying because they started like with. Have you ever seen a giraffe being born?
Yeah, giraffe feet.
Yes, they started giraffe. You know. So,
But you're going to. This
That
is a
is so
step up.
funny.
It's a Betway Premiership, right?
Yeah.
but you can't just like we can even see it in the Premier League. Like all the newly promoted teams are struggling.
and
Yeah.
you know the logo of our Premier League, ne?
Isegazini.
Well, outside of that, it's a lion. There. It eats you. You know? So look, by standards of what the situation is with their return on points, we can argue yes, they're doing well.
The Betway Premiership, it can kill you a real death.
Because
Oh,
it's
he's
in,
another coach.
oh yes, yes, he's also unemployed.
I mean, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for that one, Macberry Studios. Okay, Betway Premiership is wrapping up. Let's have a quick look. MTN 8 final coming up Saturday, 5 October, 6 p.m. Orlando Pirates versus Steelers.
Pirates to win.
Easy.
Super
it's a
sub.
good Orlando Pirates win for me.
It's gonna be a very tough fixture for
Oh,
Orlando
listen
Pirates.
to that. Listen to that.
I guess that's it.
Listen to the, what's the word I'm looking for?
The calm.
Diplomats.
Diplomas. Listen to the diplomas.
No, like cook us. We are your meal.
Speak, Mr. Baker. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Man, I think it's going to be a tough fixture for Orlando Pirates. But knowing Pirates at Mabida, I think it's Orlando Pirates' hunting ground. I think they should easily win that match.
3 in a row for the first time.
It's doable. And it's just within...
It's 90 minutes away.
It's 90 minutes away, and I think it's going to be a very, very confidence booster. Some people
Game is sold out?
Within 4 hours, Maka.
Amazing.
Within 4 hours.
I know.
May I ask, are we concerned about the officiating coming into this match?
That you must always be concerned about. I'm
officiating
sorry.
in football will always be a problem. You look at developed countries where they've got best leagues and all of that, there is still that debate of officiating. So that goes hand in hand with football. Unfortunately, it's never gonna go away.
Wait. Just I'm going to divert a little bit from the MTN 8. Marco, when you spoke about Magezi, when you say them getting 4 points in 4 games, that's
There are
what
4 points in their last 2. I wanted to be clear.
So how do they get 4 points in? Or 3 and a win?
So
a win
yes,
and a
they've
draw.
got 4 from
loss.
4.
Oh, win and a
Yes.
But
draw.
they lost their first 2 games.
Oh,
Giraffe
okay.
feet, but it's 4 from 6
They're
points.
starting to stand now.
That's good.
They're starting to stand.
they are growing
Yeah.
little by little, but 4 in 4 is essentially a point a game, which it's
4 and 4 is a
It
point
gets
a
you to
game,
30.
or it can be.
Eh?
It can
It gets you to 30.
Are you safe with 30 in this league?
Yes, you are safe with 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you are not safe with 27. I think you're safe with 30.
But
Okay,
let's be fair. In the last 6 points available to them, they got 4.
Akfan.
Yeah, I know you.
Super Sport United have 4 points from 12 as well.
Amazulu.
SuperSport
Where's-
have 4
Zulu have
4 from 4.
Where's cheaper sitting?
Yes.
Some use at the bottom. Use at
Cheapest up
the
there. Hey,
TS,
cheapest
the
up
six-
there.
TS
Yeah, no,
Galaxy.
the
Cheaper
cheapest.
started proper.
And AM has been
good
drawing,
personnel
ne?
now.
I think.
Sorry?
AM has been drawing. Royal AM.
No, Royal AM, I
Royal
think
AM
they've
sitting
been
drawing.
drawing.
pretty with
Yeah.
4 points as well.
So also 4 in 4, it's like a draw.
Average.
Draw.
Yeah.
So 30
But
points
it's 2
also
from
safe.
their last 6. Okay.
That's what makes the difference.
That's what makes the difference is momentum.
But you see, again, statistics are like a bikini.
They cover very little.
Yes.
Listen, they
Okay.
cover the important parts. Okay, that's Betway Premiership.
Yeah, MTN 8, Pirates. I think
MTN
they
8,
should.
Pirates.
I think, but I'm wary of Stellenbosch. Like, I'm being genuine, guys. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a very difficult opponent for Orlando Pirates, and we've seen in the past that Pirates sort of like struggle with Stellis, But I'm hoping, is it Mujela?
Isn't he injured or something?
No, he's got his scoring boots on, and I think he might be causing problems depending on which side he play. If he plays on the right, I think Hote is gonna have a problem. If he plays on the left, another problem that I've picked up for Orlando Pirates, I think Van Rooyen is not gonna play because I think he featured for MTN 8 for Stellis. So I don't know who's gonna
Cup
play.
tied.
Yeah, he's cup tied. So
And he's beasting there at Pirates, eh?
So he's beasting and he's been playing. And I saw the match on Sunday. A coach did not even replace him to give somebody that's going to play over the weekend some minutes. I don't know how Pirates are going to line up there.
Yeah, but I also read that I think Saleng is not also going to be there.
Saleng and Da, I
And
doubt.
Nda, 2 of them.
I doubt, yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. My biggest thing with not having Betway Premiership football for the next 3 weeks is I lose out on my 4 to score promo. We had winners this
His
weekend.
friend.
Hey, you've been on
They
the
shame.
ball, eh?
Hey, I was coming close, but I didn't get this weekend either. But some other punters and ballers, I'm sure you guys got involved in that. And some people got some money. They got their share of that 50,000
And it's
Rand
50K,
prize.
yeah.
And we know the 4 to score promo is great from Betway. So looking forward to that coming back in the next 3 weeks. But you also get a up to 75% payout boost on your Wednesday night Champions League fixtures. So head on through to the Betway app, click the banner to opt in to that promo, and you can get a big win boost from that one. There's, of course, also Pick Your Promo running now on the Betway app. So head on through there, go onto the Betway app. If you are a first-time user, remember to use the affiliate code ONSIDE. It helps us out a lot. Betway, get way more. Okay.
Before we go anywhere, Super Sub,
Yebu.
were you aware that I'll tell you now when it's happening?
Accident. No.
No, not that.
Okay.
Mid-November, so probably like a month and a half from now.
Betway Summer Cup.
Outside of that,
Okay, because wow.
your horses have bolted already. Come down. PSL, Exco, going to votes.
I saw that.
It's time. Almost time.
But we know how that movie plays out.
Do you think they've been nice and
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you think there's going to be a change of guard, or the guard is good enough? It has been good enough for as long as it has been good enough, and it's going to remain the way it is now.
I think that God has been trying really hard in the past couple of months to be good.
No, they've been good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, getting the Betway deal,
You
proper
know?
good up, big ups to them. After COVID, when things were looking like they're going somewhere,
Yeah.
and then Randbeck came to the rescue after the Red Bank, they
Working in
decided to
bubbles.
shark. No, they've been doing well,
Yeah.
even though there's a lot of criticism that comes in.
there's always going to be criticism. And why would you go and secure a sponsorship of Betway magnitude and want to change the people at the helm? You want to see them see through this deal.
But then
you
it's
know?
also like sometimes these people are also granddads, eh?
It's but they know they know. So okay, cool.
I get it. But
Okay.
like granddad forgets granddad. Look,
Okay,
doesn't go up the escalator.
okay. This is who the Exco consists of. It's Dr. Evan Kosa,
course.
Dr. Keza
Of
Mtaung,
course. See,
Mato
two
Madla-
granddads already, ne? And I'm not saying this in a bad way.
Mato
Continue.
Madlala, John
Mato.
Committees,
Committees.
Stanley Matthews.
We know
Basically the big boys.
We know where John Committees is gonna be. Yeah. Anyway, let me not say much.
David Tidiela, Rejoice Simelani, and Robert Benardi. So there's a mixture of, yes, they are old, like 50 somewhere there.
Mama Do has been.
I don't dispute that. So in their oldness and being forgetful, they
managed to
clearly
get-
never forgot to sign the Betway contract.
which is massive, by the way.
I
And
agree.
good
I
for
mean,
football.
you know what? My thing is this. It would be nice. Who's the youngest person there? Please check for me because I know that most of these people, even commenters, are people at an extended period in their lives.
I think it should be
I'm sure-
Rejoice,
maybe
who
Rejoice.
is like head honcho at Sundowns. I think it.
Why, Bon?
I stand to be
Because
corrected. I think it's
I
Rejoice.
think it would be nice because remember that we are still also moving with the times and we are getting introduced, I guess, to modern football. So it would be nice to have younger minds, fresher minds. And yes, when it comes to the stand and things, they know how to run a league. And I will never just, dispute that. But it would be nice to have one younger person, more vibrant individual, I guess.
Running a league in this country running football in this country requires you.
Money, number one.
Well, outside of money, you can have money and squander that money.
Okay.
You
You
need,
can have money and not know what to do with
Yes.
football.
Facts.
We know what's happening
All right.
in KZN.
yes, you need to have the know-how.
Yes. And that's what I'm
There's
saying.
a reason why certain teams are still alive till this day and they
others
never
are
went to
struggling.
the abyss while others are struggling.
I agree. But
So-
like Motuaka, Wako Sundowns, so
Klopi.
So, yeah, but Topi deserve a chance.
Klopi knows how to run a football club. I don't think...
But I mean, these people are not going to be around forever, my friend. We need to start having people
I'm not
come
disputing
in.
that, but there is some level of a handover that is being done. You
Mm.
might not see it, but I think there is a handover that is being done. At
Maybe
Amazulu,
that's- Yeah.
at Amazulu, I think the daughter of the president is involved in the running of the club somewhere.
Zungu.
At Pirates, Ivan's
yeah.
son is also very much involved.
At Pirates,
Okay, so it's just going to be Nepo babies, basically.
Chiefs, we know. Sundowns, we know.
Yeah.
But some teams, obviously, we don't know because we don't have the know-how.
So you're basically saying that the parents are going to pass a baton to their kids.
I haven't been in those meetings.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. We would go on to the continent, but I think next week we'll do a preview of Bafana hosting the DRC for their AFCON qualifiers. We've got
Okay.
a week of advanced time to do a proper preparation on that
And
one.
Ronan is back, so we're good.
Oh, he's,
Aye.
yo,
And he's like, we forgot to speak about him.
What's a performance?
Roman is a
Beast.
okay.
Go on.
Ronwen Williams, Brian Baloy.
Ronan Williams.
Ronwen Williams, Itumelen Kun.
That's unfair.
Potrende Eshele. Andre Arensa. Ne?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ronwen Williams, Hans Fonk.
Funk.
Ronan Williams.
Senzo.
Ronan Williams.
Okay, the other ones. Okay, let me think.
So he's the greatest of all time. Ronwen Williams,
Onyango.
Andre Arense.
Given one took advice and guidance from the other one, that's a difficult one.
Because if you look at like Andre Arense, he did well for Bafana as well.
Of course. Very, very quickly, guys. Pisa Mosimane, you would know that the team he was coaching in the Saudi Pro League got relegated. I mean, he was only there for a limited time. And the story is that he could be getting a job once again somewhere there, North Africa. They have not disclosed the name of the team, but it is said that they are weighing the possibility of appointing him.
Hey,
Okay.
if you've got the luxury to play golf and jobs come on your desk every day,
Yeah.
You know.
why not?
Yeah.
Are we done in Africa for now?
Yes, darling.
Darling,
Yes,
are we ready to jet off?
Yes, let's do that.
This is Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and Aviator. Betway, get way more.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on this story. I'm going to say America or the United States because this is where this entire competition is going to be happening. I'm talking about the Club World Cup. You would know that Mamelodi Sundowns will be taking part. They went from 8 participants to 32 teams. There have been some, skinners to say that there is no budget. There aren't fans really. There aren't any sponsors. But they have announced the venues for the competition. So the main ones are going to be MetLife Stadium in New York. This is where the final is also going to be held. Other stadiums are going to be Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So it's a list. I can post it on our socials. But in essence, they have announced that they have found a stadium. So it looks as though the competition is still going to continue. Are we even excited about it?
So
I have some concerns, but please go on.
there's a
Moleko.
couple of things with regards to that competition. The first one is, where's the money gonna come from? Because for money to come, for FIFA to be able to lure all those teams to the United
Converge to one
States,
spot, yeah.
they're gonna have to spend a lot of money to lure those teams to go play. All right. Now, usually as a competitions holder, you do that via TV rights. Nobody is looking anywhere near playing that competition where TV rights are concerned.
Not even ESPN because it is going to be in America.
Not even ESPN. Because you must remember, why am I going to spend so much money on that competition with a World Cup the following year?
Just, yeah.
Unless if I broker a deal on some like, okay, cool, I'll give you 10 bar, give me the Club World Cup and the World Cup.
That's never
Like
going
a
to happen.
package deal.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
32 teams competing in this competition.
You know
It
what
kicks
I've-
off on the 15th of June, which is straight after the club season. How's this? Okay, we've already got players. We look at Rodri, who I put his injury down to volume of fixtures,
Yeah.
right? We have players complaining in every breath about the number of fixtures coming up. Straight after that tournament, after all of the leagues finish, after all the cup competitions, Champions League, whatever. Now it's FIFA Club World Cup. During the break, they all have to go over to America. And once they're there, listen to these cities: Atlanta, Cincinnati, Miami, Nashville, Charlotte, Orlando, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Seattle, and Washington, D.C.
Washington,
The United States is a big country. There are big distances
are-
between those stadiums. This is a lot of traveling. This is a lot of games. 32 teams in this competition. That's a lot of
The
fixtures.
logistics,
That-
CJ.
It's
I foresee-
unsustainable.
I foresee teams going there and actually filled their B sides
I would
I
play the kids.
I've made a U-turn.
on the World Cup.
No, on
Club World Cup.
there being too many games.
Let's hear you.
So we always complain that there's too many games, right? Okay, cool.
Well, footballers complain.
Oh, footballers
Not
complain.
us.
Okay,
We can watch.
okay, footballers complain.
Yeah.
Who usually has too many games? Does TS Galaxy complain the same way that Sundowns does.
But who's at the Club World Cup?
It's Sundowns.
The top
And
team.
Manchester City.
Yes.
And Real Madrid.
Yes.
The teams that...
So
are you
on-
saying it's the teams that have deep squads?
One, there, two, they've got the money, their players are paid. Have you seen, there's these videos that make rounds where they show. No. You're getting paid the money.
But just because you're getting paid does not mean that you have
And
to
when you sign,
exhaust
okay,
yourself
cool.
and exert
When you sign,
yourself.
when you sign a contract as a player, as Cole Palmer signing for 7
Len,
years.
wait.
I'm not done.
Let him cook.
Okay.
When you are Cole Palmer signing for 7 years at Chelsea, put it in your clause that I'm only gonna play 38 games a season, nothing more, nothing less.
Wait 1 second for me. I need to intro. This is a Len Moleko rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
It's been a minute.
I mean,
Rant, my friend, rant.
No, to a degree, players are now, they want us to baby them. Like when you sign that contract, like when you sign for Southampton, for instance, right? You look at it, you're like, okay, cool, I've got 38 league games. I might have a cup run, 2-3 extra games in the
can still be a
Carabao.
dad, I can be a husband.
Maybe FA Cup, I get knocked out in the first round. Okay, in total, I play 41 games. Season ends, I'm not good enough to be chosen in the national team. Okay, cool, season ends, you go there to Ibiza and enjoy your time. If you are Rodri, and you know, okay, I'm signing for the best team in Europe right now, you must damn well know that that team is going to compete across so many fronts. You are that good. You must know that the national team is going to pick you to be there and play for the for a World
But this
Cup.
is the problem. Len Moleko, I agree with you fully. And if it's just a business decision and you look at the money these players are getting paid, playing for top clubs and the depth of the squads and the money these teams have. Yes, I agree with you. You can't feel sorry for them and say, oh, you're complaining, but you're getting big money. The reality is in the physical, logical world, you can only play a certain number of fixtures. You cannot play over such a sustained period of time. And the players will get injuries, and Rodri is living proof.
Okay, sharp. Let's give them a break. When you sign that contract, you must stipulate in that contract.
But also, Len Moleko, were these games there when you signed your contract?
You can renegotiate. These people renegotiate all the time.
But then again, Len,
FIFA keeps bringing
I
new
understand
things.
what he's saying, but I think he's being a little bit unfair in a sense that when you sign that contract, you know June you break after the league is completed. You go away for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, which is similar to what we normal people are accustomed to. And then you come back to preseason in July. These guys literally just get 4 weeks off, like any normal person. They don't. It's not like they have the entire 3 months doing nothing. They have to come back a month before the league starts to prepare. Now wait, the league ends in June. 15 June, the World Cup starts. It runs for some, it's gonna run for 3 weeks, I think. You know, so you basically have 2 weeks of a break within a season. Is that fair?
And you're playing on Christmas.
All
I
right,
don't
playing
even
on
have care
Christmas
December.
while me and you are busy having prime meat there and doing all of these things. Those guys are busy crafting.
Yes, or now we just bought bribe meat from our Stockfell money throughout the year. They get paid when we get paid a year in a week.
Yeah, it's fine. But because they've got talent.
Fair point. But that's not the point I'm driving. The point I'm driving is now that we are seeing the way things are, the approach to say no, stop the Club World Cup, instead of approaching it that way and being angry at that, why don't we rather find a way to mitigate this thing? Be like, okay, cool, where player contracts are concerned, let's look at them, and this is the maximum percentage of games you can play in a season, but it comes at a certain salary. It comes at
so you want to
certain
tier,
wages.
you want to tier the
No matter how much money is thrown at you, your body is actually going to give in at some point.
If you're injured, you're injured, because you're the one who said I'll play 100%
But
of
the
the games.
thing is, but also, players don't have the decision. If you gave a player decision which games they're going to play, they won't go to this FIFA Club World Cup. They won't. Because Rodri is now injured. He's got a finite length of time on his career. Maybe he can come and do what we're doing when he's our age, prof. After his career, like you and I, our great football careers in the past, then you come back here and you talk on a podcast. But I look at Rodri as the example, and he's missing this entire season with Manchester City because of exactly this. There's too many games for a player like Rodri.
True, but when we look at
And
Rodri's,
he's at the prime of his career. These are his last opportunities to win the Ballon d'Or, which maybe, many
Be in
are arguing
jeopardy.
he deserves more than
Yeah.
anybody else.
But it could be a
on
jeopardy
Rodri's
now.
case, again, I'd like to beg to differ. His injury might have come at the expense or as a result of the volume of games that players are playing. But this, like, things have been like this even when Wayne Rooney and Thierry Henry were playing. If you were a Premier League player,
They never had this volume of fixtures.
No, when you were a Premier League player, Marco,
Yeah.
let's take Thierry Henry for instance. You play 38 league games.
Yes. Champions League,
You play Champions League.
FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
FA.
Play FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Champions League, during Thierry's time, during now, hasn't changed. Model still the same, right? Rodri is
No,
only...
well, there's more Champions League games.
now.
There's more Champions League games now.
Rodri only played one.
Okay. There's more Champions League games now.
Yes,
There's
now.
UEFA Nations League.
Yes. So I'm talking about... So what I'm referring to is the injury that Rodri sustained now.
Yeah.
Had he sustained it in February next year,
But Len, the
It would be
problem is
different.
not those competitions.
No, but it's
this added
It's
on
adding
competitions.
on.
So now there's a World Cup coming up next. After that, another World Cup.
and then Nations
After
League.
that, it's Nations League. After that, it's Euro coming back
Euros
again. So
again.
there is not that gap. Back then, you used to know that you play all those 38 games, Champions League, blah, blah, blah. And then also every 4 years, you're playing the World Cup.
Yeah, every 2 years you've got a competition. European Championships.
And the World,
World
Cup.
Cup.
Now, every year, you're going to have a competition during those.
I'm not this. We're at that point of the Club World Cup and the games in America, and that one, I put it to the side
Because
with,
it's coming up.
yes, I put it to the side with draw new contracts, because when I signed this contract, I never signed up to play in that competition. That's different. I'm saying Rodri's injury. We can't now say because
No,
players
it
are
was just
playing.
an example then.
But I was just saying because he's not the only one. There's another player whose injury was actually cited to
A lot of games.
players are playing loads of games.
I think it's just not
Okay.
physically sustainable.
Yeah.
Darling, where are we jetting off to next?
Let's
Oh,
go
we're
to
still in this
Rwanda.
plane. Oh.
We're still flying. It's a long
Why, by now
flight.
you've got a million, boy. It doesn't run away.
We're going to Rwanda. Okay, this one tickled me. So the Rwandan Football Association has banned witchcraft during football matches after a number of incidents in recent weeks. So let me just give you a bit of a synopsis. What happened is that a camera ran towards an opposition goalkeeper collecting a ball on the edge of the box. The striker laid an object besides the post before being chased off by the Makura defense. Mind you, this match was happening between Royal Sports as well as Makura Victory, right? So the striker laid an object besides the post before being chased off by the Makura defense. He was even booked for this trouble. Minutes later, he scored from long range and the game finished at 1-1. So it says now that the National Association has moved to stop such incidents, and they are now charging fines of 100,000 Rwandan francs. It's obviously like 116 pounds or euros actually. So it's about 2,200 rands. So my question is, do you think, number one, and I'm asking this question because of what the president has said, right, of the federation. Do you think, number one, that this is a thing that should be ruled out, or should it be banned, number one? And secondly, is this a thing that also happens in South Africa?
What went into the field? I missed that.
Do special
He
projects,
put
chief.
something there, and then after that, he was able
Special
to score.
projects.
Lol.
Special
okay.
projects. Special projects.
Is it witchcraft?
It's special
That's what
projects.
I'm asking, because they're saying they're banning witchcraft. Do you
So they-
understand?
Yeah.
So my question is, number one, I mean, how do you ban witchcraft? And secondly, do we know
And
of...
how do you prove that is witchcraft?
That's what I'm saying. So the question also is, I mean, have we seen it happen here in South Africa?
Ask Paul Pogba. It happens everywhere.
We know, even now.
But listen, first of all, I thought Rwanda's only involvement in football was putting Visit Rwanda on Arsenal shirts
And PSG.
man.
and PSG.
Yeah,
Clearly, they've got a league. No, they do
Sure.
have a league.
they do.
To be honest, I have no.
Sending Bafana to play in that terrible pitch.
Remember them? Yeah.
That is witchcraft.
So here's the thing. You need to prove it's witchcraft. And I don't know how to prove witchcraft.
Witchcraft is sending Bafana to play in that pitch.
Well, there's the one element of it. I haven't physically seen special projects happening in the Betway Premiership.
So because you don't see something,
I can
does
neither
that mean
deny
does
nor
not
confirm that they exist.
because something does not exist, just because you're not seeing something does not mean does not exist. I mean,
But can
players, because think about it. And this is my thing, right? If you are going to ban witchcraft, and witchcraft is someone else's belief, okay, it may be it's a belief. Yes, because some people will literally get something the same way people have holy water, you guys.
Yeah, but then that's not
And they may
witchcraft.
spray, they may spray holy water.
That's cultural practice.
What is witchcraft?
When you're flying with a broom.
Harry Potter.
So, I mean, if you believe that there is going to be a certain powder or an object or some water that you sprinkle wherever it is that you play, and that is what you believe in, who's to stop you?
Yeah, no.
What's the difference between muti and holy water?
What is the difference? Do you understand?
So now, in that regard, you ban witchcraft if I bring the prayer women there from church before the game, and then they go to our side of the post and they pray before we start.
Bro.
Isn't that also like you are treading on very... Because now people
honestly,
can come up with other...
I mean,
Yeah,
but the
we should-
reality
we should-
is
we
that
should-
people
I think-
in the bystands have a big ass cross. They have coffins. People have all these things, and I mean, so what's wrong is my question with a person saying, "But this is my thing. I get it when you have your water. This is my thing that I'm sprinkling."
Look, in
As
South
long
African
as
football...
it's not something that is physically
Harmful.
there to harm somebody.
Yeah, this guy
I
all he
wouldn't
did was
say-
put it there. That's all he did.
But it makes you forget and you don't see the ball. you're seeing beds. Look, but in to be fair, locally, in certain matches I've been to, I've seen certain things being poured.
But we cannot say
It could
it's
be
witchcraft.
I cannot say it's witchcraft.
Exactly.
It could be it could
Yeah.
be water. It could be mind games as well. So where
That
do you draw
too.
the line?
Or it could be throwing the line with a powder, you know? We don't
Okay,
know.
Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, I used to do a show with Jabu Mahlangu. You know Jabu Mahlangu, and I mean, he's
it?
been vocal about how when he played for certain teams, there were certain rituals that were done the day before. Sometimes
Yeah, we
it's a
can't call
real
tho-
thing.
Those we can't call witchcraft.
What
It's
is
a
it?
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual.
Hey, so what's the difference?
It's like slaughtering a sheep and saying praying over it, or
Yeah,
taking
some
the
people-
blood of the sheep and be like, okay, cool, all the luck of the sheep.
Okay.
Don't
Some
be
people
sheepish.
do that. It's not witchcraft.
Okay.
Witchcraft, it's when you are doing certain things to. Hey,
So you have to believe in it because the president, Vedaste Kairanga, the vice president of the federation, says if the federation statutes, we don't have any laws punishing the use of witchcraft by the one because there's nowhere in the world where it has been proven that it can influence the outcome of a game.
Of
so
course.
how do you?
Wait,
How do you
true.
ban that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Okay.
You ban him pen.
Are we off somewhere else, darling?
No. Actually, just this is a quick FYI. Banyana is going to be playing on the 25th of October. They are playing Denmark. Thereafter, they will be playing Jamaica. That will be 2 aways on the 29th as well as the 2nd of December. And finally, they are going to be playing the Goals, who are World Cup winners, FIFA World Cup winners. They will be playing the Lionesses at Coventry.
No, finalists, not
Finalists.
winners.
Finalists, Hade? Yes, them. They will be playing them at Coventry, but that's only going to be on the 29th of October. And that's all we have for you worldwide.
Good luck, ladies. Good luck with those fixtures.
girlies,
And that
yeah.
was Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Betway, get way more. Let's jet off to Coventry and perhaps a little further into the northwest
my
of
friend.
England, where there's a certain port town that's known for its football. But this is not the football it's known for. Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur. I have not seen a Man United team play that badly, and that's saying something.
How does it make you feel?
Sad.
I don't like that narrative. And I'll tell you why. I was hoping the narrative was going to be like Tottenham Hotspur actually played good.
They did play very well. But Manchester, they played very well because Manchester United played very bad.
But I agree we can leave Manchester United for last and be like, oh yeah, they were playing Manchester United. Like, let's compliment Tottenham first.
First of all, what I would like to say about Tottenham Hotspur,
They've been also hot and cold, so it's really
Fair point.
you can also attribute the fact that United were not really playing well as a factor to them doing good.
how good is Mickey van der Ven? Ten Hag signing the wrong Dutch players. Yeah. Mickey van der Ven he's like a racehorse. He's a thoroughbred. He's going to be a Betway Summer Cup.
Yes,
He could
and
run
he
for
might
days.
even win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy doesn't get tired. Eh?
He doesn't get tired. He runs. You can't catch up to him. What an athlete.
You want to be his
Can
girlfriend.
we? Is it safe to say?
Yeah.
What? I missed that one. Evalegile.
Hey, the horse comments ended when they've finished, you know?
Oh,
Leave them
okay.
there where they lie.
Okay. Let sleeping horses lie. Is he possibly the fastest player in Europe right now?
It looked like it. It looked like it on Saturday.
Giddy up.
Bruno Fernandes got a red card in that fixture. That red
Yeah.
card has been overturned by
Yes,
the
I
FA,
saw that.
No, it
so
was not a
he
red
will
card,
be
eh?
available to play against Aston Villa this weekend.
Not that it's gonna make too much of a change.
He can't carry the whole team on his back, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know somebody who's gonna be disappointed with that because he believes that United actually plays better when Bruno is not there.
That man must be in my seat, yeah. MacGyver,
Yeah,
we need you back. Come, please.
yeah.
Yeah, he
so-
really thinks that Bruno Fernandes is a big part of the reason why Man United's performing so
Are
poorly.
we? Are we?
I think
Look,
the question. Okay, yes. Continue, friend.
I was gonna say, are we with where Man United is going? Are we surprised? No, we're not, because
not.
the first mistake that the powers that be at NU's made was getting
Fire Eric Ten Hag.
getting the phantom belief of like, oh, he won us a cup,
FA.
and then like, no, let him stay.
Yeah, because they weren't
So
good
then,
enough.
are you saying that there's no direction with that man in that football club?
Okay, where
But
have you
why we
seen one?
keep on blaming the man? What about the players also? I feel like it's so
He gives them.
unfair.
He gives them
13 of those
direction.
players are his.
He bought them
He
for
bought
how
them.
much? Did you see
13
for how
players.
much?
You.
That man has been spending.
Yeah.
So I have a list here. So I was reading an article. It is a list of 10 potential coaches or replacements. Firstly, I'd like to ask you, Marco, do you think it's time for him to just pack his bags?
The
and
writing's
F off?
on the wall. I think he's gone during the international break because they're saying in the newspapers that he's got 2 games to save his
He's
job.
not gonna beat Villa.
I
He's not
don't
gonna
see.
beat Porto
I don't
either.
see.
He's not gonna beat Porto.
I don't see even 1 point
Headache.
in those 2 fixtures. I think it's 2 losses
I
coming.
think the biggest problem that I see with him, and which is gonna be his downfall, is that football club has no identity.
I agree. I think I'm going to say a couple of things about Eric Ten Hag. Number one, I don't believe that he's a bad manager.
Okay.
I don't believe that he's a bad manager. I think he's a very stubborn manager and he has a philosophy that he wants to play and he wants to install on those players. Do I think that that philosophy will work in England? Probably not. I don't think that it works there. Is it going to work at Manchester United? Definitely not. Is there a problem with the playing staff there? No, we know the quality of that squad. You and I can go and manage that club and probably get better performances out of that team because we could just select 11 players and say, you guys go do what you want to do. But the confusion on that field, there's no direction. These players look like they haven't been coached a day in their lives. They look all over the place like they don't know what to do. And that has to come down to the manager at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
he must fall. Oh, you've summed it up.
Yeah, I think
there's
it's as
not much-
simple as that.
I agree with you, bro, man. Like, I feel like there's not gonna be changes. He plays one game and you think, oh, okay, there's something there. The second game,
It was literally only one game that we saw him where we said there's something here.
I think
And
back
that was
to
a draw.
Luis.
Yeah.
I think back to Luis Felipe Scolari when he was the manager of Brazil in 2002, and you could just throw darts at a dartboard to pick your squad in that Brazil team,
And they
and
knew
he
what
just
to
let
do.
them go play freely. He didn't overcoach that side.
Was-
And
but-
I think that Manchester United will do better. I'm not saying that they need a coach that's going to do nothing, but I think that currently they would be doing better with a coach that does nothing. I'm not saying that I know more about football than Eric Ten Hag, but if I were manager there today, I think they would perform better because I know less about football. his stubbornness and his rigidity about what he wants to do is just confusing the players. They have no confidence. They have no systems in
They
place.
play as
They are
individuals.
confused. They are out of position all of the time. And we have very good footballers on that pitch. Very, very good
like proper
footballers on
ballers,
that pitch that look awful.
You had players like Veron looking very, I don't know. Like
Casemiro looked like a
Casemiro,
world
Those are
beat.
Champions League winning players.
These are
they
top
came
class
to
players.
Manchester United and looked average.
Here's the problem that's going to happen, and I can almost see it. But before I show you my problem, you had a list to share
Yes.
with us.
Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to start from number 11, actually. It's 11 coaches. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, obviously he's been there, did not really do much, so
Doubt he's gonna
we
go
do
back.
not consider him. Let's go to Massimiliano Allegri. We know him
Doesn't
to be
speak
excellent.
English.
6 Serie A
Italiano.
titles. Right, okay. Number 9, Thomas Frank. He's currently in Brentford, doing a fine job.
Well, he might leave Frank. Yeah, he might. He might.
It's an upgrade for him. It's like
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
another David Moyes. I don't think
Sure,
it's gonna.
I don't think that's the thing.
I
yeah.
think- I don't
not
think it's
not
gonna-
as a permanent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
I haven't heard a
interim.
name on that list so far that you want as the permanent long-term manager to bring Manchester United into a new era of success.
Okay. Van Nistelrooy lacks obviously experience,
He's
but
there.
he's played there.
He's already there.
He's there.
Yeah,
If you follow
but to-
American politics and Kamala Harris is promising to change everything, you're there already. Why is it not changing? I know you're not the main boss, but you're there. Do you know what I'm saying?
In the words of Donald.
Number
He's
7, Graham Potter.
No.
Nah, I don't think
I mean, he's
he's
jobless. He left Chelsea and he's been chilling.
he's not a
talking
big team
about
coach.
United.
He's not a big team manager.
And
He
next,
failed at Chelsea.
hey, everyone
Yo,
goes
Chelsea,
against it.
everybody
at
failed
that
at
stage.
Chelsea.
No, Pochettino did not fail at Chelsea. Let's be honest.
Let's
with
be
that.
honest.
Okay.
He didn't fail with.
Let's go to the south. Gareth Southgate.
Sure.
Put that on ice. There's something I want to say about that, but carry on with your list.
Okay. Number 5, Zinedine Zidane.
Doesn't speak English.
English is
And
a
he
big
could have been
fact.
there long ago, probably before even
And
Ten Hag was
he's
there.
revered. you
Good
know?
option. If
Yeah.
he wants the job, he might be waiting for the Real Madrid job to open up again.
Okay, he's jobless as well. Excellent coach, Thomas Tuchel.
Not
That's my
German.
main
He's
candidate.
basically
far
like,
out of-
yeah.
So far,
He's the only one
he's
I'd
warm.
imagine.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay, where am I? Thomas Tuchel. Okay, Kieran McKenna.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Still very-
And
Still
he,
coming.
And he still has a job, and I think he wants to work on his Ipswich project there.
No, I think he needs
There's
time
something
with
happening
Ipswich.
there.
Yeah,
You can see there's progress. It's little, but there's progress.
There's progress.
nyana,
They're just
yeah.
throwing their matches, you know.
yeah. We know that he's
I
going
was
to
pleasantly
be a
surprised with
potential.
their draw. I was like, okay. Ruben Amorim.
Ruben Amorim. He was
From
the coach
Sporting.
of Sporting. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good option because he was pipped for the Liverpool job until they went with Arne Slot.
Arne Slot, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Portuguese, eh?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, it is Portuguese. And
And
he
he's
actually
fairly young,
won a
actually.
2-0 against Lille just now.
But is he experienced enough? I don't think so.
Let me see. Flawless record. 7 wins from 7 games so far. He's in the Premier Liga, obviously in Lisbon. Portuguese international. Title, nearly 20 years. Okay. Number 1, actually, is Simone Inzaghi.
Oh, Simeone and
Yes.
Inzaghi.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Lazio.
So I think there's very few on that list, and I'll let you get to Graham Potter in a second. There's very few on that list that I see as a full-time replacement that's going to bring Man United into the future.
Okay.
Kieran McKenna is my favorite on that list for a long-term appointment, but
Okay.
he's not ready to go now. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to the club. It's not the right time
gonna
for him
kill
to
him.
get that move.
Can I throw a span into the works?
Sure.
Look at what company is doing at Bayern.
That's a
But
farmer's
it's a
league, man.
well-oiled machine also, friend.
Farmer's league.
Well, a world old machine that did not even win the league last season.
You have
but,
Harry
I
Kane.
mean, okay. Yeah,
No, I'm
like-
just saying that maybe it's time United also look in that approach. Because if you look at the teams that are actually doing well, they've given sort of like young managers an opportunity.
Thiago Motta as well.
Thiago
was
Motta.
given
I think-
a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Maresca.
Thiago Motta's doing
You
wonders
look
at Juventus.
Xavi at Bayer Leverkusen. There's few that are out there that are actually doing well. I'm just saying.
Facts.
For me, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for now,
Is it?
till the end of the season.
Okay.
And then look at that list again. Because Ollie's the only one that the fans aren't going to sit and turn on.
He's been there.
I don't think fans are upset with how it went with Oli in general. I think that if you bring Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in just for the rest of the season and then relook at it, because this season's over, let's be honest. Manchester United's not going to win anything this season.
no.
Um,
They might just surprise us and win a Carabao.
well done. I'd rather replace the manager and not win the
And
Carabao.
give this remainder of the season as in like
Let the players get some confidence. Let them play under a manager
Getting
that makes
used
them
to the
feel
players and
welcome. Just build some spirit and some culture in the club. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows the culture of Manchester United. He was there for a very long time. He can build culture in the club again. And then we look at who's going to bring the club forward.
Yeah.
Those are my views on it. I like Thomas Tuchel. I think he's a good manager. I like Max Allegri. But do I see them as the long-term people to really bring Man United into the future? No. Can you appoint those managers as just for this season
But
and then
Allegri
look
is
again?
tough also.
I
Allegri
don't
is
think-
win all by all means. And I
Yeah.
don't see the boys being able to.
So for me, if I'm replacing Tuchel now during the international break, I'd like to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come in.
Okay.
The most upsetting thing is that Pochettino was a mistake, I think, still at this point for Chelsea to get rid of Poch when they did. And I think he was available for Manchester United at that time and they should have made the appointment then.
So this is my theory.
Potter.
No, I was not going to talk about Graham Potter. I was going to talk about Gareth
But
Southgate.
come back to Potter.
Okay.
Nah, Potter, I don't think he'll get the job. He'll go to a Southampton or whatever when they struggle. One of those small
Gareth
teams.
Southgate.
The likelihood is that in the event that Erik ten Hag is let go, I have a very sneaky suspicion Gareth Southgate is going to get that job.
I agree. I think
Okay.
that's the most likely thing to happen.
The relationship that Southgate has with Ineos,
With the
he was the person that they were eyeing when things looked like they were crashing. They were.
As
but
far as we know.
Yes.
No, but the other story was that in the summer, Radcliffe also met up with Tuchel, and Tuchel was like,
But Radcliffe met with, not Sir Jim himself, but the
Yeah.
Ineos team met with 10 managers and then decided to stick with
Erik ten
Your
Hag.
boy.
Ten Hag.
So they're going to give Gareth Southgate that job. And he's going to get that job under the illusion that, but he took England to the finals of the Euros. Forgetting that in as much as England were crap in the Euros, they did get to the final, yes. But you've got
Pure luck.
11 talented players who, when they want to switch it on, they'll just revert back to, like, guys, we know how to play football. Let's win this game. But what Radcliffe is seeing is not necessarily what is. And he's going to make that mistake of Southgate. And now more so because I think when he wanted to do it, there wasn't room per se because Southgate was still contracted under England. And by the time he had already promised
Ten Hag.
Your boy.
Ten Hag or no, like, okay, we extending your contract, that's when Southgate had
Was
gone
available,
and
yeah.
went to the finals and was like, okay, cool, I'm out of the England job. So hear me now. Gareth Southgate is most likely going to be the replacement for Erik ten Hag at Man United. And boy, those roofs are just gonna keep leaking. Thanks, I'm done.
Yeah, actually, with what you're saying, Fabrizio Romano confirms that Southgate is actually an option for United.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I wouldn't like it. I don't see it as a good long-term plan for Manchester United. If I was in charge there, I would go for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know Gift Real GU at me in the comments here saying that Ole will get them relegated. That's a big comment.
He also
said that even Harry Potter wouldn't save United, let alone Graham Potter.
Not
Good
even
call.
witchcraft from Rwanda.
Real G likes trolling us. He even, and United as well. He even says he will eat his neighbor's dog if Southgate
Southgate
goes to United.
They're eating the dog.
Please don't. This isn't
They're
Ohio.
eating their cats.
This isn't Ohio. Okay. Enough on Man United. For me, I would love Ollie for the season. And then if Kieran McKenna has shown something at Ipswich that he's really ready, I think that would be something that you look at and you're like, that's a way forward for Man United over a 5-year period where
That's
you
fair.
can see things. That's what I would like to do. Do I think that's going to happen? No. Do I think Gareth Southgate rather is going to be the manager of Manchester United? Yes.
I've got
I
a
think
question.
you're right.
over the past 2 seasons, including the bit of this one, and this will probably get us to our next conversation, would you say that Cole Palmer is the best player in the Premier League?
Right now, yes.
Currently, him and Haaland, they're neck to neck.
Okay, best player in the Premier League. Player, not yeah.
Not goal scorer.
Well, the best player in the Premier League right now.
That's
for you,
that's not a robot.
or a Terminator.
Wow.
I mean,
If you watch that game this weekend,
Yeah, one game doesn't make you a best player in the season.
as much as I hate bouncing down on Chelsea, and now that Shots is here, I feel like I can do it a little bit more. I don't think Chelsea's as good as they are performing. And I think that the best player in the Premier League is carrying them right now. Cole Palmer is the best player in the Premier League right now. Chelsea bought Cole Palmer from Manchester City for £40 million, which is only part of the £60 million that they got from Manchester United for Mason Mount at the same time. Can you see the difference there? It is vast. Cole Palmer is the best player in the Premier League right now. He scored 4 incredible goals this weekend. He's untouchable at the moment. In the praises I was singing for Phil Foden at the end of last season, that's Cole Palmer to me right now. Unplayable.
Super sub? Now, my question is simple. Is Cole Palmer the best player in the Premier League? You can say yes or no. You can say maybe.
No. It's not that easy, you know. If you look at a player like Haaland, it's difficult to just go and say Cole Palmer is the best player in the league right now.
Yeah.
You know, and the league is only 6 games now, 7 games to 8 games.
Yeah.
You know, you
Still early days. But,
still early days.
but we're talking right now.
Yeah, so those two for me, they are the best players in the season.
Okay. Dratsitter, okay.
The best player in the Premier League right now is injured,
But
and
he said
Manchester
for the
City
past 2
knows
seasons.
that.
It says for the past 2 seasons, Marco.
Well, I combined it with the past 2 seasons, yeah.
Okay.
So you still say for the past 2 seasons, Cole Palmer is the best player?
No, because I think Rodri is injured and he's still the best player in the Premier League.
Okay, so it says here, as it stands, Palmer is statistically the best attacker in the Premier League, averaging a goal or assist every 73 minutes, which isn't just the best rate of any player since the start of the 2022-23 season, but the best rate of any Chelsea player in the Premier League.
Ever.
I stand to be corrected.
Yeah,
I think he's
he is
got
the best player right now in the Premier League.
I think he's scored so
Even the
far. He's
stats
only
are-
been at Chelsea for a season and a half, ne? Or 2
A season and a half.
or a season and 6 games. He's thus far scored as many hat tricks as what Lampard had and what Drogba had.
Hat tricks are not easy to score. Eh? Ask Rashford.
10 goal contributions in 6 games.
Marco, they're coming at you, but it's fine, ignore them.
It's not at me, it's at Rashford. I'm not there.
Okay.
This is not Marco Rashford. It's Marco
It's
Martins.
Marco Martins.
Rashford looked great under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just saying.
He did. He was firing. I think Cole Palmer is.
Even under Benny, he was firing.
So I think he is. I genuinely think Cole Palmer is the best
Yeah.
player in the
I
league
think I
right
agree
now.
with you, Lenny.
Right now.
Because in a sense that, you know, that's just like having to assist or score in each and every game. That's big. You know, and playing at a team like Chelsea, you know, that is sort of like
taking
not so
sometimes.
stable,
Yeah.
you know, as compared to a Haaland that is playing in a team that is like well functioning. It's
Yeah.
not all the supply and whatnot.
And the ice runs through the man's veins. He's so calm.
Yeah.
He's even in interviews, like his decision making, like, and he's still a kid. He's like what, 22, ne?
It's
Is-
like
is
he
there
runs
no-
on autopilot all day.
Is there no buyback clause in that contract?
Okay,
But
speaking
doesn't
of...
Cole Palmer have like a sad upbringing also? Wouldn't that
Very sad.
contribute?
He's a Manchester United fan.
Hey man, if you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot, might as well do it right.
Speaking of the best players in the league, probably Rodri, currently injured. Manchester
No,
City.
he's fine. Not him. Okay, I made a mistake. Yeah.
Manchester City look like they're struggling in that position, of course, where Rodri is supposed to be.
Definitely.
Double pivot, Gundogan and Kovacic didn't work.
It's not working, and I was hoping that Gundogan will be that player to sort of.
It can still come, let's be
It still
honest.
can-
And let's not trash
yeah.
And he
City
just
too
got here
early.
also.
Jeez, they look techie, man. Like, yeah.
It was probably because it's I think also let's not cry wolf. It's too soon.
Yeah, and also, Manchester City usually don't have the greatest of starts, eh?
And they're
I think they
currently
always do well coming from behind.
unbeaten.
Are you not concerned, Super Sub? I know De Bruyne is not in. He's injured. Ake is not there. Okay, Bob, whatever. But I know that also your boy had like an injury a bit. He was bleeding while he was playing. Are you not starting to be? And
boy now?
Rodri, Haaland.
Haaland is a not.
Are you
man.
not
That's a
concerned?
robot. What would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Robots don't bleed.
Yeah, but I mean, at some
They
point,
leak oil.
are you not concerned? I mean, Rodri is not in also now.
Look, I wouldn't say I'm concerned. We've seen this before. Pep just knows how to do things. He just knows how to switch things around when he gets those injuries all the time. So concern, no.
No, I think City will be fine.
City should be fine. I just think it's a matter of them getting into that gear. But usually it's like I say, they always do well coming from behind.
we
Sluggish.
can argue, or like we sit here worried about them. They leading 3-0 against some farmers there from Slovenia, But it's those. It's
but
those.
that 1-1 draw against who do they play?
They were
Newcastle.
playing Newcastle.
It's Newcastle.
And
Newcastle,
it's
let's be
not
honest,
a Newcastle that you can,
Newcastle are not pushovers.
Yes.
Not anymore.
and
Playing at St. James Park, you're gonna
I
feel
said
it.
last week that I would struggle to place a bet on that game. I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle
Yep.
turn it up.
that Newcastle gave Man City difficulties, and they
So
did.
now I'm saying City's playing against Sloven
Fulham. Today.
Yes.
Bratislava.
Bratislava. You use that game to find the combinations of, okay, how am I going to work out this midfield without Rodri? And is it going to work? Should I find... You tinkle with a lot of things and then you just take it back. And I think the game on the
Saturday.
weekend...
Against Fulham at home.
They're playing Fulham.
It's not necessarily the easiest game, but it's a game whereby Fulham is not a Newcastle.
Yeah. So what I've realized, I think, with that position of Rodri is that a player like Kovacic can cover that position. Is the inconsistency that is a problem. If you look at the first 3 games when Rodri was not there, yes, as Kovacic really held his own. I think even scored against Chelsea. I think it was Chelsea. Yeah. He had like stellar of a game, but
He's not consistent.
He's not consistent. It's like Walker. It's like he switches off some now and then, and that's when problem starts. So I think if you can just get Kovacic to play consistently, City shouldn't have a problem.
The entire season, because I mean, your boy is out.
Yeah, no, look, they still.
Hey, he might come back. I think he said there's doctors in Spain, this one.
We've
but
seen
he's-
what
Ah,
they
But
do.
on
It's a
average,
bad
isn't
one.
it like 6 to 9 months?
Liverpool playing well. Another win. Top of the league.
Hey, crazy things
Was
have
that just a
happened.
banana slip? Because thought the machine is gonna jam for a while.
Even me, the slots are slotting, my friend. The
No,
slot
look, I
machine.
mean, we can argue they didn't put Wolves to the sword. 1, 2, it's Wolves.
But they left it for too late as well. Would you say they were quite fortunate?
Are we talking about? Have we switched to Arsenal already?
Oh,
No,
So it's again, it's still early days. No league has ever been won in September or October.
Of course.
but it's nice to
you
just
win the
kind of
league in
like
December.
predict.
Premier League is usually win in December.
that
Come
that,
January
lost
when
in
they
December.
come back,
that,
yes.
that theory
Yes.
proved not right.
And you know Arsenal must in December.
Well,
Oh
Liverpool,
yeah, sorry, man.
Liverpool take on Crystal Palace. They have their early pasta again. Liverpool
That
again
should-
in an early Saturday kickoff.
Should be an easy win for Liverpool, I think.
Palace on firing.
Yeah, they're not firing on.
And there's no floodlights because Selhurst Park is a scary place when the floodlights are on. But it's during the day, it should be fine.
Yeah, nah.
Arsenal, they played like champions to come back and still win that game.
Against Leicester, yeah.
Against Leicester.
But they were the dominant team, but they just had that whole thing of, oh yeah, we need to win the game. Ooh, sorry.
I wouldn't say, for me, eventually the goalkeeper couldn't do any more.
Yeah.
Shame.
I think Arsenal need to take themselves seriously, and they can win this league. I think a lot of times they don't have that championship mentality, and
Nonchalant.
yeah, look, I mean, like for instance, the 2 red cards that Arsenal got this season
Silly.
cost them at least I would say 4 points.
Do we want to
But
go
the
back to that?
conversation-
No, no,
Do you want to go back there?
They would be perfect if they didn't drop though, because they've
They
only
would have been
dropped
perfect.
They've only dropped 4 points all season.
Exactly.
Oh, but I get Rona, we get, sorry, tip. Arsenal players get booked for things that other players do, but never get booked. It happened again this past weekend.
But come now,
No. It's, Len, I'm talking about Arsenal.
I just want to agree with you.
If you want
Super Sub.
to win the league, stop doing those things.
Yes, I just want to agree with you also because I mean the conversation amongst most podcasts right now is a story of Rodri obviously not being present, and they're saying this just might be that chance for Arsenal. So I think I share his sentiments to say I think it's that time that you take it more seriously. This thing.
I think Arsenal would have won a league title if they weren't competing with the best team that we've seen.
And we know
over
that team won the
generations.
league with Aguero without a number 9.
Yeah. So Man City are the best team in the world, probably still right now. And for Arsenal to have come close 2 seasons in a row, this could be their season, of course.
And also,
crossing fingers.
to be fair, outside of the antics of the red cards and in the Arsenal game against Leicester, Hermansen was the Leicester goalkeeper was on fire.
Hermansen was on fire.
Hermansen was on fire.
Yeah.
Like we could have easily scored like
Nah.
the
Yeah,
same
he
amount
was
of
on
goals
fire.
that Sundowns ladies scored over the weekend, winning 13-0.
Hey, that was crazy. I saw that.
Yeah, no, Hermansen was on fire. I have to agree. And I wanted to bring that point.
Maybe I'm being harsh on them, but I just feel like Arsenal, they just need to switch on. They just need to switch on a little bit, more on a little bit, and they can just take it all the way.
Okay, one last point before we close up with our predictions. If I'm an Everton fan and I see my team concede first, I'm smiling. Because
they will come back.
Come back.
When
And you wanna
Everton are
come
winning
back.
a game, they're going to drop points.
Yes.
When they're losing a game, they get their first win of the
Yes.
season.
Well done to them.
Well
for
done
that.
to Everton. They
And
might
Sean
turn a
Dykes,
corner
yeah.
now, but boy, oh boy, that's a concerning statistic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I think,
Yeah, you don't want to be in that situation. It's difficult to chase a game.
Yeah, it's difficult.
but
to
they
just-
seem to enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, hey, if I'm an Everton fan and we concede, I'm smiling because we don't seem to be doing well when we lead a game, but we've done very well conceding first.
Yeah,
And I'm
well
happy
done
for
to
them,
I
Shem.
was-
I'm
yeah,
happy.
me
I'm
too.
happy they won their first game.
I think Everton will be fine come the end of the season. Champions
you just
League,
love
quick
Sean
look.
Dykes also.
Borussia Dortmund 6, Celtic 1, PSV 1, Sporting 0, Manchester City 3, Slovan Bratislava 0, Barcelona 4, Young Boys 0, Bayer Leverkusen 1, Milan 0, AC Milan that is, Inter Milan 2, Crvena Zvezda
Zvezda.
0,
Crvena Zvezda.
and Arsenal beating PSG 2-0 at the Emirates. Goals by Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka.
Oh, my boys.
Predictions this weekend's Betway picks for the Premier League: Arsenal against Southampton. Arsenal at home.
Arsenal.
Southampton were unrecognizable this weekend. They've been playing beautiful football and not getting results. This weekend they didn't play beautiful football. They looked like a stumbling block. Difficult stadium to go to. Then the Emirates. Arsenal going to win that one.
Yeah,
Seppi?
definitely Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Super sub.
Arsenal.
Manchester City at home to Fulham.
City.
City.
Draw.
Robotics to win it for me. Chelsea against Forest.
Hey, Forest these days. It could be a draw.
Hey, which Nuno is gonna show up on the
Hey,
day? Hey,
bruh. Forest these days, yo. Hey.
I think
I
Cole
think I'm
Palmer's
starting
on
to-
too much fire.
I think I'm starting to like the way Chelsea is moving things around. So I'll go with
I said this
Chelsea.
at the beginning of the season, me. I said look out. But anyway.
Seppi, darling, first of
it
all,
could be a draw.
yeah.
But a win, either like a draw
so
or
yeah, so 1 times 2,
X and-
Chelsea
yes.
win or draw.
yes.
By the way, that list of Manchester United managers, potential Man United managers, how many have worked under Pep Guardiola? Because that seems to be the recipe. Just
None.
choose someone who worked under Pep, then we'll
I
be
don't
fine.
think there's
But
any.
he must be young also.
I will find someone who worked under Pep, just like everybody else.
Okay.
It seems to work.
Xavi.
So basically Pep is a top.
Yeah, Xavi. Yeah.
Xavi's available and he worked
Yes.
under Pep. There you go. There's your option.
Yes. That's an
Man
option.
United will do well then. Aston Villa against Man United. We all know what that one's going.
It's going to be a demolish.
A mob flooring.
No, not a demolish, but Villa to win.
Villa to win.
Villa's going to win.
Super sub.
Villa to win. They're gonna mincemeat them.
By the way, Unai Emery joined 18th placed Aston Villa shortly after Ten Hag took over at Manchester United.
And look at the difference.
And Brighton at home to Tottenham Hotspur.
Angu
This could be
boy.
an interesting one.
Brighton.
It's going to be an interesting
It's going
Brighton
to
at
be,
home. It's a
yeah.
South Coast, a hard place to go. But if they play how they played against Man United this weekend, Spurs will win this one.
And also, if Hurtela
could
keeps
be a
it,
draw.
did you see how high the Brighton line was? Chelsea
Yes.
were just dinking balls, and
They'll get punished.
if they do that, Spurs is going to hurt them.
Mickey van der Ven will just run past them all.
Yeah.
Because Spurs are good on counter, my boy.
Yeah.
So if Brighton goes with the same mentality they went to Chelsea with, they're gonna get a hiding. But if they adjust their approach a little bit, then I think Brighton stands a chance. So on this one, I'll go with both teams to score.
Even me. Nina
Good
a
call.
draw. Yeah.
Super sub.
Oh, it's Brighton for a win.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, that's the hardest fixture of the lot to pick for me. I will go, sure, both teams to score.
Hey, man.
I'll take
Join
you
the
on that
club.
one.
That's the easiest way out.
The ballers will tell me that I shouldn't bet with Len. Normally bet against what he has to say, and then you will be fine.
But that was a long time ago. Len is,
I'm a changed man now.
You went to Rwanda. Anyway.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Len Moleko, Tsepi Worldwide. Thank you,
Thanks,
darling.
darling.
Thank you, Super Sub.
Oh, before we got out of here, rest in peace, Alton Merring.
Yes.
Oh
RIP.
yes, man.
R.I.P., man.
Sad news that happened to him, and
What happened?
he was stabbed, according to reports, by a tenant.
Ooh, allegedly.
That's what the news are
So it's-
reporting.
it's-
yeah, I don't know if it was a
Confirmed.
tenant, but it's confirmed.
Okay.
Oh, and last week we also never said rest in peace to Skilachi.
Ah,
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Remember, I used to play with him in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
90s?
yeah,
Days,
yeah.
But we blame you. Oh, but you've got amnesia now.
I couldn't age.
speaking of amnesia, you have to have amnesia if you don't follow Super Sub on Instagram just yet. That's Super
Road to
Store.
100.
Road to 100. Follow
Yeah,
me
the
there.
road to 100. Let's get Super Sub to 100 followers on Instagram. Please head on through there right now.
Can the ballers also tell us, we want to go watch a match, like which one should we go to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We in Joburg, so
Except
Joburg
for
or
the
Pretoria.
MTN8 final. 'cause
Yeah, we
tickets are
can't go
sold
to
out.
that one.
Like,
But
yeah.
a Betway Premiership match, we want to go and we want to go with you. Let us
Yeah.
know which game you want to go watch with us. Otherwise, from me, Len Moleko, Tsepi Worldwide, and Super Sub, it is Danko. Thank you. Don't be offside, be onside with us and Betway.
Betway.
Ballers, see you next time.
Thank
Booyah.
Okay.
We are.
You're saying you must-